Biden pulling troops out of Afghanistan, an island full of vaccines, a Twitch record, and a banned Facebook page. This is your TLDR News daily briefing for Wednesday the 14th of April. In the first story today, we move to the US to discuss President Biden's plan to pull troops out of Afghanistan. The US has been involved in the Afghanistan war for almost 20 years, following the attacks of 9/11. The US claimed that the Taliban, who controlled much of Afghanistan, were harbouring Osama bin Laden, and even that they allowed him to run training camps. The Taliban, though, still operate in Afghanistan today, and last year, President Trump signed a treaty with them known as the Doha Agreement. The agreement stipulated that the US and NATO would withdraw troops from within 14 months of it being signed, and in return, the Taliban would disallow al-Qaeda from operating in their territories, and peace talks must resume between them and the Afghani government. The 14-month deadline is swiftly approaching though, and questions have been asked recently about whether the US would even be able to remove their troops in time. It now seems that the US won't be able to meet this deadline, and President Biden is expected to announce today that the deadline for removing the 2,500 remaining troops will be pushed back to the 11th of September, the 20th anniversary of the attack on the Twin Towers. The Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said of the decision to withdraw troops, "Precipitously withdrawing US forces from Afghanistan is a grave mistake. It's a retreat in the face of an enemy that's not yet been vanquished, an abdication of American leadership." However, an official in the Biden administration defended the move, claiming the president has judged that a conditions-based approach, which has been the approach of the last 2 decades, is a recipe of staying in Afghanistan forever. What do you think though? Is it about time for the US to withdraw from Afghanistan, or should troops remain within the country? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In the second story of the daily briefing today, we move back to the UK to discuss vaccinations. Well, sort of. Around 50% of the people in the UK have received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine. However, one place in the UK has a 100% vaccination rate, the Fair Isle. The Fair Isle is a small island located between Orkney and Shetland, and is most well known for its knitwear and birds. Beyond that, the island only got a reliable 24-hour electricity network in 2018, which was probably welcome news for the 48 residents who live there. The actual logistics of vaccinating these 48 people were quite tricky though. Due to the small size and population, only small planes and boats serve the residents. As such, achieving the remarkably cold temperatures required when storing the Pfizer vaccine was a tall task. So instead, the AstraZeneca vaccine, which doesn't have to be stored at such low temperatures, was used to transport the vaccines in a cool box via a small plane. This week, all residents have been offered and given their second dose of the vaccine, meaning the island is completely vaccinated. Unfortunately though, they continue to be bound by the same coronavirus rules as the rest of the mainland. So, although they are fully vaccinated, they're still waiting for the rules to be relaxed for their lives to go back to some semblance of normality. Let's hope that the vaccination program can continue offering us a route out of this pandemic, even beyond this very tiny island. In the third story today, we discuss the breaking of a record online. The record we're going to discuss revolves around the popular streaming site Twitch. For those of you who don't know, Twitch is an online streaming website which allows its content creators to broadcast live and is specifically designed for gamers. Unlike YouTube, the entire focus of the site is live content. Because the content is live, streamers tend to either broadcast sporadically or on a specific timetable. But it's not really similar to live TV channels, as creators don't stream themselves indefinitely, they're on and offline at different times. Well, usually at least. That's because this week, Ludwig Afgan broke the record for the most number of paying subscribers on a live stream. When his stream started, he promised that for each paying subscriber, they would increase the length of the stream by 10 seconds, and the stream ended up lasting more than 31 days. During the stream, viewers watched him eat, sleep, and game. For 31 days, he had no privacy, knowing that people online were watching his every move, live and as it happened. The previous record for the number of paid subscribers was 269,154, a record set by Ninja. This week though, Ludwig broke that, reaching 282,847 live paying viewers, and the number's still going up. Originally, he thought that the stream would only last between 24 and 48 hours, but as he pointed out on Twitter, since I started streaming, Prince Philip died, the Suez Canal got blocked and unblocked, David Dobrik made 2 apology videos, and Jesus of Nazareth died and rose from the dead. Ninja himself seemed quite gracious as his record was beaten. He tweeted, "Records are meant to be broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little sad, but congrats on holding the new sub record on Twitch." All we have to say to Ludwig is congratulations. It's truly an impressive feat. In the last story of the Daily Briefing today, we discuss a banned Facebook page. Well, technically it's not banned anymore, but let me explain. Residents of Beach in France decided that it would be a good idea to start a local Facebook page, as many towns and villages do. If it's anything like my home one, then it'll be full of complaints about takeaways, litter, and people who fail to pick up after their dog. Unfortunately though for these residents, ever since the 19th of March, no one could publicly shame someone else for failing to pick up after their dog, as the entire page was taken down by Facebook. Can you figure out why? Well, there's no prizes for guessing. It's because the Facebook algorithm determined that the page broke its rules about using offensive language. The page has only been restored in the last week, with the mayor of the town remarking, "The name of our town seems to suffer from the bad interpretation." The most astonishing thing is that Facebook took so long to correct this. The President Director General of Facebook France has contacted me personally to say that the page is published again and apologise for the inconvenience caused. Let's hope that this time the page manages to stay up without any interruption. For those of you who think the news is too long, be sure to check out tomorrow's Daily Briefing. Read the newsletter by signing up at tldrnews.co.uk/daily. Listen to the briefing by searching for TLDR News in your podcast app, or watch the briefing over at youtube.com/TLDR Daily.